Hey YouTube, Straw Hat Brian here to showcase my review for chapter 874 of One Piece. And without further ado, if you haven't read it, I suggest you do it right now, and we're going to get right into it. So first thing that I'm going to talk about is that Elbaf spear that Big Mom did. Man, even though they didn't really get to see a lot of her techniques, like that being one technique, that was devastating. Like that was really devastating. Like she basically obliterated a third of King Bomb's body. One technique. That's all she needed. She just needed one technique. I'm pretty sure if that hit any of the Straw Hats, they were probably going to be one and done. What happened with Zeus, you know, a couple of following pages, that was interesting. To kind of for Oda to showcase that there's a way to get by Big Mom's abilities, like there's a way to bypass certain abilities or certain rules, I should say, rules that her devil fruit follows. And it was crazy that Nami persuaded Zeus by coming up with the clever idea. I mean, like, shout outs to Nami for being the MVP of this chapter too. But to come up with the idea to feed the cloud like clouds, like that, like, you know, her climate tech, you know, she can manipulate the weather. So I thought that was amazing that she was able to do that. That she was just able to cleverly just anticipate, not even anticipate, I don't think she probably really anticipated, but, you know, just for her to make that, to just do that on the fly, and, you know, and for Oda to kind of like really making that work as well as he does. I mean, you know, obviously Oda's a genius, so I mean, I love that. I love that it scales Big Mom's powers back by a lot, because, you know, we all initially thought when we were first introduced to Big Mom's abilities in this chapter, we were like, yo, this girl is broken, like she's broken, OP, gotta be a way to nerf her. And here's Oda doing his, you know, he built her up, and now he's kind of hacking away at some of the OP points, and he's just kind of chipping her and rounding her out a little more. So, you know, I very much like that. I'm wondering what is going to be Zeus's role in the upcoming. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's very much seeming like it's going to be a Big Mom versus Nami chapter. Like, you know, next chapter. It's probably going to really be Zeus versus Prometheus. That's going to be fucking awesome. Excuse my language. That's going to be freaking awesome, man. Like, just being able to see that, kind of seeing that Big Mom's devil fruit abilities kind of have more weaknesses or more loopholes than you would initially think. Man, that's awesome. That's really awesome. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was how Big Mom's orders can be defied. We all saw that Jinbei didn't get his soul taken away this arc because he did not fear Big Mom. Now, it's amazing to me that homies can do that too. King Bomb, you know, again, it's also had to do with Nami basically getting into getting into King Bomb's head and being like, hey, you know, who was that lady tree that, you know, you were referring to? And then my man's is basically like, oh, that's my fiance. Nami goes up and straight up tells this dude what he needed to hear and said, you can't die here. I don't know how, but that's crazy that to resist Big Mom's ability, you don't have to fear death. It's really all it is. If you don't fear death, if you don't fear Big Mom, or I'm guessing if you don't have fear in general, you're pretty much immune to Big Mom's abilities. Well, her soul stealing abilities or soul manipulating abilities if you're a homie. Another thing I wanted to talk about, this video is going to be really short, by the way. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was Katakuri's real role. He's gonna have to fight Straw Hat. Before this arc is over, Luffy's got to fight somebody. It's probably one of the fewer arcs we haven't really seen Luffy really duke it out as much as we're really used to. Again, we got to see him fight. He fought Cracker. He got the piss kicked out of him by Sanji, so I wouldn't even count that as a fight because he didn't even throw a single punch. That wasn't a fight. That was more of him getting beat down. He fought the army, but that was more of an off-screen battle. So again, like, you know, he got beat down again. And yeah. So other than that, and then a little small clash with Big Mom that him and Sanji did. But other than that, there wasn't really much for Luffy. Like, Luffy didn't really play. Like, he played a role, but he wasn't showcased as much. So Luffy took a back seat this arc. Really cool. But before this arc is over, like, I need a Luffy fight, man. Like, I need to see Luffy duke it out with somebody. And if not, if this chapter isn't gonna, if this arc isn't gonna be about Luffy fighting anybody or really showcasing him doing anything amazing, pretty sure then Katakuri's role is probably gonna be aiding the Straw Hats in escape. I don't really know how that's really gonna go down. If Goda, being the god that he is, he's gonna think of something. If there's gonna be any reason for Katakuri to be on that ship, Straw Hat ship, just might be to aid them in their escape. And maybe he might try to cut them a deal. Like, hey, me and Puddin are going to do this. You guys are going to do this. Don't ever come back to Whole Cake Island. Don't ever mention Whole Cake or, something of the sort. That is my guess. Excuse me. Short theory on that. I'm more leaning towards the latter of Katakuri fighting Luffy, being that final battle for Luffy. It's either that or it might be Ichiji and Niji versus Sanji and Luffy. Which I kind of also see that happening more than Katakuri fighting them. Because, Katakuri is probably the only one really worthy on the Straw Hat ship. Like, everybody else is like fodder. Like, Katakuri is probably the only dude who probably could really rumble. But, again, that's left to be seen. Last thing that I did want to talk about was Pudding's third eye. We saw Pudding's third eye activate. Now, I'm wondering if the next chapter, are we going to actually see what Pudding saw? Like, are we going to see the total, utter annihilation of the Straw Hats through Pudding's third eye next chapter? Or is it just going to be something that, is going to remain as that's just something that happened with Pudding on a off-screen thing, and we're just going to have to deal with it. I'm kind of hoping Oda does showcase how does that third eye power work. How is she able to kind of differentiate between the two? Like, how does she know it's like her third eye ability and not just her just imagining things? You know what I'm saying? And yeah, really that's it. We saw the whole thing where she's like, begging Chiffon to help. I don't know whether Chiffon's really gonna help. We didn't see her really give an answer of whether or not she plans on helping Pudding. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I'm really curious to how this chapter's gonna go. Or honestly, these next few chapters, like the way this chapter was set up, everything's kind of up in the air at this point. So you don't really know what's really gonna happen. Again, this was my review of One Piece chapter 874. I'm gonna rate this chapter a 2 out of 5. It wasn't really anything that was really showcasing anything major. It wasn't anything great. And like, comment, share, subscribe, and leave your thoughts, comments down below in the comment section. And hey, interact with me. I try to be as interactive as possible, with the comments. So just hit me up, man. And eventually I'll leave a couple links in the description of my other social networking outlets. But until then, guys, this is Straw Hat Browning signing out. Enjoy your week, guys.